the Yalhalla and the Carolina Wrecking Balls.
That's right. For Yalhalla 09, we have Gideon 1-2 Slug, 1-2-2-9 Juice Box, 2-3 Quadzella LK, 2-3-5 Guillotine Grace, 2-5 Heartful Metal, number 3 Wombo Combo, number 4 Sharpie Markham, 6 GI Joel, 6-9 The Dude, number 7 Tally, 808 Steve Sweat, 8-1 Reaper, 911 Soccer Blue, and 9-9 Sparks.
All right, and for the Carolina Wrecking Balls, 0 Cambo, 108 Nightshade, 112 Yeti, 13 Brickhouse, 16 Betty Ford Cynic, 1633 T-Puff, 18 Tora New One, 33 Shut Your Mouth, 35 Old Dirty Packer, 350 Roxy Rampage, 400 Brickyard, 50-50 Tiny Danger, 667 Billy Goat, and 87 Black and Wild.
Looks like this game is about to get underway for at the Derby Beast Jammer line. We've got Yeti for the Carolina Wrecking Balls and Wombo Combo for Yalhalla.
Good to see Brickyard back here on the track here, a former arch rival skater. Moved away years ago. Always good to see some old arch rival veterans back here in St. Louis, even if they are wearing a different jersey.
Both jammers dancing around through the pack, looking for that hole. First penalty of the game. White 3-3 assessed for a high block. And Wombo Combo out as lead jammer. Woo. This Yalhalla wall holding Yeti on their initial pass. Wombo picks up 4, coming around for his second scoring pass. Stuffed by Cambo at the line.
So Wombo Combo finally calling that jam off. Let's see how many total he got here. Looks like 4 more. So it's going to be, I believe, an 8-point jam. Yep, 8-point jam. So the opening salvo for Yalhalla, 8-0 right now.
Up next at the Jammer line, we have Black and Wild versus Full Metal Heart. I'm sorry.
Heart Full Metal is going to be your lead jammer. Yalhalla, oh, and a track cut on Black and Wild. So now a power jam here for Yalhalla. So the Collectivum penalty box getting busy. Got 3 Carolina players in the box, 1 Yalhalla player. So it'll be a power start here and a pack advantage for Yalhalla.
Next at the line, the Dude. Steve Sweat picking up a high block. The Dude out on his first scoring pass. Teep-off with the knockout in the drop back. Dude picks up 4 more. Black and Wild completes his initial pass.
So the Dude abides, calling that jam off. No points on that second pass, so a 4-point jam there for Yalhalla. Brickyard out there for Carolina. We got Soccer Blue out there for Yalhalla.
Brick pushes her way up to the front of the pack. Lead jammer. Stars off. Clean pass to Quadzilla LK. He's coming out of the pack. Carolina looking to put some points on the board. Carolina elects for the quick call, getting a 3-0 jam.
So Wombo Combo back on the Derby Beast jammer line. Going up against Yep, that is T-Puff, you're correct.
Nope, I don't know. I can't see the number. Nope, no pass to the front. Wombo out and scoring points. Wombo opting for the quick call, ending up with a 2-0 jam. Jam number 6 lining up right now. Carolina's down 1 blocker. Looks like Black and Wild on the line and Heart Full Metal. Wow, amazing offense in the inside line by G.I. Joel. Springs Heart Full Metal loose. Out for lead jammer. Black and Wild knocked out and taken all the way back by Sharpie Markham. Fights his way to the front of the pack. Finds a wall of red. G.I. Joe with the knockout.
So that jam comes to an end. 1 more point there for Yalhalla, so a 5-point jam. Takes us to 21-3 in favor of Yalhalla. 22-18 to go here in the first half.
Hammer, look over at the CVM penalty box. You can see our friend tore a new one.
So 2 points were being corrected. 2 points, so a 6-point jam. The It's the Dude versus Brickyard.
Wow, both jammers evading offense at the end of the pack.
So Saka Blue out there for the Yalhalla, going up against T-Puff for Carolina.
Soccer Blue called lead jam.
Soccer Blue, your lead jammer.
One hand catch by T-Puff. Escapes on there after their initial. Soccer Blue scoring points. Opts to call it off. As we approach the 20-minute mark in the first half, looking at a score of Yalhalla 26, Wrecking Balls 5.
So quick official timeout there. Back into action. Got Black and Wild for Carolina going against Wombo Combo for Yalhalla.
Black and Wild breaks out of the pack. Lead jammer followed closely behind by Wombo Combo. Both teams with a blocker in the box. Wombo cuts out, picks up all 4 points. I'm sorry, 3 points. Opts to call it.
Next up on the Derby Beast jammer line, that's going to be Heartful Metal for Yalhalla. Brickyard for Carolina.
Brickyard scampers up the inside line, untouched, lead jammer. One to beat. Heartful Metal falls her out of the pack. All 4 points. Brickyard looks to call it off. Jammer 11 at the line, we have T-Puff going up against the Dude.
He's just like the Dude.
That's like your opinion, man. Sparks knocking T-Puff out on what looked like an open line. But he re-enters the pack, getting out for lead jammer. Brickhouse just repeatedly knocking the Dude to the inside or outside line and running him all the way back. Oh, busting through that seam, the dude comes out, finishes his initial pass.
Going to have a timeout called, a Toy Division timeout by Yalhalla. Don't forget, 7:30 p.m. tonight, the after party will be at 9 Mile Garden in South County. There'll be food trucks. There will be a cantina, 40 taps, craft cocktails, wine, seltzers, and, of course, non-alcoholic beverages. Indoor and outdoor games available. The food trucks will be on site until 10 p.m., so head on out to 9 Mile Garden in South County for our after party immediately following this game.
Sounds like a really fun time, Hammer.
Should be a good time.
We're going to take this time out also to shout out our talented skating officials we have with us today. For this game, we have Ninja Sassum, RDFM, Gym Class Hero, Thriller, Adam Splitter, Bread Pool, Doesn't Matter, and MC Ninja.
Back in action, and it's black and wild out there for Yalhalla against Sacre Bleu.
Soccer Blue out, his lead jammer. Black and Wild still on his initial pass. Oh, look at this waterfall at the front of the pack. Doesn't stop Soccer Blue though. Soccer Blue picks up all 4 points, opts to call it. But both teams are down a blocker at the CVM penalty box.
Wombo combo now out there for Yalhalla, going up against Brickyard for Carolina. Brickyard working that inside line on the tippy toes. Gets out, gets lead jammer. Oh! And now a track cut on Wombo combo, so a power jam here for Brickyard.
This could be the break Carolina needs to put some points up on the board. Wow, great sweeping offense to the outside by Brickhouse and Billy Goat. Brickyard saying, run it, run it. Another 4 points. Wombo coming back out during his initial pass. Ooh, hits the pack with speed. They absorb the impact pretty well. All right, now Wombo's on a scoring pass.
So Brickyard calls that jam off, and I do believe we're going to have ourselves a lead change. Carolina now with a 1-point lead after 16 points put on the board by Brickyard. So big jam there. T-Puff on the Derby Beast jammer line now for Carolina, going up against Heart Full Metal for Yalhalla. Each team with one blocker in the box.
You know, you think those lines are open, and then a pair of jean shorts covers it. Shatters your dreams. But it didn't shatter Heartful Metal's dreams. They're out as lead jammer. Successful star pass by, actually, Carolina just put their star back on. T-Buffs out to score points.
So 4 points, an 8-point total jam, and that's going to be another lead change. Valhalla back on top. 7 points the difference. Looks like we're going to have an official review here. It's an Urban Apothecary official review.
You might ask, what is Urban Apothecary? They have skater-made wellness products like gummies for focus, rest, and sleep, topical pain relievers, and bath soaks at the massage booth all weekend. But it looks like they're already packed up, actually. So you can find them online now. Their link is in the iHod link tree. Oh, we're doing the boot cam? You can take focus off the boots.
Boot cam lingering a little long, getting a little weird. Never a dull moment here, that's for sure. So the Carolina official review trying to get a misconduct call for hitting a down skater, but the ref crews had deemed that there was plenty of room for that skater to get up and the contact was incidental. So no penalty assessed. Carolina will lose their official review, and we are now back in action.
Jammer,
Black and Wild, lead jammer. Now would be a good time to give a big shout out to all of our volunteers here, especially our medics. Would like to thank them for the wonderful job that they've been doing this weekend. Fortunately, they haven't had a whole lot to do. Really a big shout out to all the volunteers that have helped make this event possible this weekend. We do really appreciate the work that you do here. These kinds of all-weekend events would not be possible without the help of the wonderful volunteers that we have.
As we come back from this official timeout, Valhalla has a power start. Looks like Heartful Metal in the line. And Carolina in a blocker down situation as well.
So when we get back to play here, it will be a power start for Valhalla. Heartful Metal on the Derby Beast Jammer line solo. Carolina also with one blocker in the box, so a 4-on-3 pack advantage for Valhalla as well.
Heartful Metal springs out this, for lead jammer on the outside of the pack. So fast. Again, same lane he took the first time. No one touched him. Valhalla has lost one blocker to the box through pivot. Quadzilla. Heartful Metal calling it just as Black and Wild releases from the box. Both teams will now be down a blocker, but Jammer start. The dude taking on Brickyard for jam number 17 here. Quadzilla releases from the box, immediately plays offense for his jammer. Dude hops the beginning of the turn, lead jammer. Brickyard's pulled her cover, still on her initial. Her pivot just now leaving the box, but she gets out, finishes her initial pass. Dude through for 4. Blocker for Valhalla, 8-0-8, picking up a penalty. I didn't catch what it was. We'll start the jam in the CVM penalty box.
T-Puff out there for Carolina. Wombo combo for Valhalla.
That was some pretty good teamwork. T-Puff teamed up with old Dirty Packer. Helped secure Wombo, but then Wombo ends up breaking free. Lead jammer called. Covers off for Carolina. But finishes initial anyway. Wombo calling it after picking up 3 points.
Sharpie Markham headed to the penalty box for Valhalla. 17 points the difference right now. Dallas Yalhalla up 51-34. 8:44 to go here in the first half.
Tally back at the line for Yalhalla, going up against Black and Wild for Carolina. Throws a quick Olay, makes Sparks miss. Black and Wild's our lead jammer. Tally's pulled his cover, but he didn't need to do that either. Out finishing his initial.
And it looks like we're going to get a penalty on Tally. A low block there at the end of that jam. So now we're going to have a power start here. We're going to have an official timeout real quick. Scorekeepers wanting some clarification on points on the second pass. Thriller saying no points for Yalhalla. So 4 points for Carolina on that jam, none for Yalhalla. And now a power start here. Brickyard on the Derby Beast jammer line for Carolina.
13 points is not that big of a gap. Oh. Ooh. Yalhalla baiting the lines really well. Brickyard changing direction at the last second. Out for lead jammer. But did eat most of the penalty for Tally. Picked up all 4 on that pass. Successful star pass to Quadzilla. Throwing on the cover, coming out, trying to score some points. Brickyard picks up all 4. That would be an 8-0 jam for Carolina.
Only 5 points now separate these two squads. 51-46. Yalhalla up over the Wrecking Balls with 6:30 to go here in the first half.
Jam 21 about to be underway. Yalhalla starting blocker down. I feel like we've seen this matchup before. We've got Heartful Metal in the line for Yalhalla against T-Puff for Carolina. T-Puff breaks out the front of the pack. Lead jammer hot on his heels is Heartful Metal. T-Puff flips his hips, gets past Steve Sweat, picks up 1 point, opts to call it 1-0 Carolina. Oh, 2, I'm sorry, there was a ghost point.
Going to have an official review now here by Dallas. It's an Urban Apothecary official review, one of our wonderful sponsors here this weekend. Hope you were able to take advantage of the services that Urban Apothecary was offering this weekend. Wonderful massage work. Also some wonderful therapeutic products for sale.
This has been a pretty exciting first half. Had Yalhalla jump out to an early lead, but then Carolina came back in, had a couple lead changes, and now we have just a 3-point game with 5.5 minutes left in the first. Jam 22 about to get underway. On the line, we have the Dude going up against Black and Wild.
So the official review that was looking for a back block call, but the refs had determined that it was a legal blocking zone that was hit. So no official review.
Both jammers broke from the pack so quickly, but the Dude did pick up lead jammer and opted to burn about 12 seconds of his blocker's penalty in the box before calling it off.
Next up on the Derby Beast jammer line, that's the Dude for...
I guess he's not tired. I guess he's not tired going back to back.
Yeah.
Going up against Brickyard for Carolina. Wow, just a little jammer offense. Looked a little forearmy to me by the Dude, but did knock Brickyard out. The Dude out for lead jammer. And throws just a casual apex jump, picking up all 4 points. The box is now clear for Yalhalla. Brickyard still on her initial jam. Brickyard pulls her cover, looks back, sees her pivot, has actually run the jammer for the other team all the way back. Keeps fighting up at the front of the pack. Brickyard pushing up against G.I. Joe. Finishes her initial. Calls from the bench for the Dude to call it. Picks up 4 total in the jam, 4-0 favor of Yalhalla.
Wombo combo now on the Derby Beast jammer line for Yalhalla. Black and Wild out there for Carolina.
Right? He didn't move for a minute. Defensive struggle early on. Ooh, power jam. We got a forearm called on Black and Wild. See how Yalhalla capitalizes. Oh, this is going to be a 2-minute jam. Wombo also picks up a forearm. We have a jammer swap and a full 2-minute jam. Let's do the jammer.
So this jam will go the full 2 minutes now as both jammers picked up penalties there.
I wonder if both jammers will keep their star on. So it appears that Wombo knocked Black and Wild out, ran him all the way back, hoping his team would recycle upon him, but then Carolina took the front of the line.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah. Yalhalla doing what they can to protect their lead, burn a little bit of clock. I believe both jammers are on their first scoring pass. I'm sorry.
So a 2-minute jam nets us 0 points.
Looks like 2 skaters picked up penalties as the play was expiring, or right after it expired. Carolina hopes to take advantage of a power start. Wombo for Yalhalla starts in the box, along with the pivot for Carolina. T-Puff on the line. Jam number 25 underway. This might be our last jam, about 40 seconds left. G.I. Joe picking up a forearm, following Brickhouse to the box. T-Puff with lead jammer status coming through on his first scoring pass. Wombo with star in hand re-enters the track. Though his pivots at the front of the pack, trying to hold T-Puff from scoring. Got an injury timeout.
I think the stoppage in play is because Wombo Combo, I believe, is bleeding. I noticed as he was skating out of the penalty box, he kind of stuck his fingers in his mouth and was showing him to his jam ref.
Interesting. I've not seen that before.
So an official timeout right now. 2 seconds left in the first half. The score 55-51 in favor of Yalhalla.
I spoke too soon with like 35 seconds left. I thought that might be our last jam. Didn't see this coming.
So it's going to be Tally versus Brickyard.
And like I said, both teams have a blocker in the box. As a jammer, you love to see that. Any advantage you can have. Brickyard bursting up the inside line, lead jammer. Or Shoyu Move has knocked out Tally, run him all the way back. Great re-entry by Brickyard. As Brickhouse and Quad were kind of playing at the back of the pack, she waited to the out-of-play call and then re-entered. Tally with star in hand finishes his initial pass. Got another injury on the track. And we're opening the second half with just a 2-point gap between the Wrecking Balls and Yalhalla. This is wrong. They got the scores flipped.
All right, second half about to begin. Heart Full Metal out there for Yalhalla going up against, I believe that's Black and Wild. Yes, it is for Carolina. Only 2 points currently separate these two squads.
Black and Wild said, blocker down. What's that mean? Gets lead jam, but Heart Full Metal follows him quickly out of the pack. Black and Wild burning off as much of Brickhouse's penalty as he can before calling it 0-0. For jam number 2, looks like we have T-Puff at the line for Carolina going up against the Dude for Yalhalla. Ooh, amazing little pick play by G.I. Joel in lane 2. Opens up the line for the Dude to get lead jammer. Clean box for Carolina. Looked like the Dude was going to call it for a second. I thought I saw 1 tap, but I guess not 2. Tor Newen going to the box for Carolina. Dude gets all 4 points. calls it off. Looks like T-Puff picked up 4-3 jam in favor of Yalhalla. Carolina down 2 blockers. Should see Yalhalla throw some offense here. Ouch. Wombo gets quickly gets lead, calls it off right as Brickyard breaks the pack. 0-0. Did that, still trapping those 2 Carolina blockers in the box.
So Wombo Combo stays on the track to jam again. This time we'll be going up against Black and Wild.
This is the second time we've seen Yalhalla do this today. Their jammer said, I want more. Jam number 4, Black and Wild on the line for Carolina, going up against Wombo Combo for Yalhalla. One-hand catch. Gets out, gets lead. Wombo gets all 4 points. Black and Wild still on his initial pass. Oh, Brickhouse dumping Wombo Combo out on the line. Zero jam. I'm sorry, 4-0 jam. Again, looking at Carolina with 2 blockers in the box. Those down 2 starts will hurt you, especially when you're trying to play your way back into a game. T-Puff on the line going up against Soccer Blue for Yalhalla. Soccer Blue picking up lead jammer, going out of the pack. T-Puff with a hard Yalhalla wall in front of him. Carolina's pivots back on the track. Cover comes off. But then they switch to play defense on Soccer Blue, who ends up picking up all 4 points. Calling off the jam from the floor is Soccer Blue. I said Brickyard and Full Metal.
Brickyard out there jamming for Carolina. Heartful Metal out there for Yalhalla. Heartful Metal, your lead jammer.
Brickyard's pulled her cover. Her pivot's involved. But she gets out, finishes her initial pass. Heartful Metal picking up all 4, opting for a call off.
I think Heartful Metal picked up a forearm at the end of that jam. The outside ref skating into a form, the jam ref. So we're going to have a power start here for Carolina. And now a timeout called by Carolina. A toy division timeout.
Can you tell me more about toy division?
If I had my notes. An inclusive store and community for anyone who loves toys, video games, collectibles, and everything in between. Make sure you follow Toy Division on Instagram to find out their next show appearance. Link is in the iHod link tree, linktr.ee/iHod.
That was great teamwork.
Had a little teleprompter action there. I like that. It was nice. Not used to that. Yeah, it's like follow the little bouncing ball.
I'm thinking Carolina's using this timeout to recollect themselves, take advantage of this power start. They're only down 15. Black and Wild on the line for Carolina. Jam 7 underway.
Ooh.
Cut on Black and Wild. Jammer swap. Lead still open. Heart Meadow going to see if they can get out and get lead. Black and Wild back in. Attempts a little bit of an apex jump. Joel there to thwart his plan, though. Wow. Black and Wild has completed his initial, but is not lead due to receiving a penalty. Wow, great job. Heartful Metal breaks pack, gets lead, and ends up preventing Black and Wild from scoring any points.
The dude out there now for Yalhalla going up against Brickyard for Carolina. Brickyard quickly secures lead. Jammer for Carolina. The dude, however, not far behind.
Oh my God.
So 1 point for Carolina, 3 for Yalhalla.
Jam 9 underway. On the line, we've got Yeti for Carolina Wrecking Balls going up against Wombo Combo for Yalhalla. Yeti gets out first, lead Jammer. Wombo's pulled his cover, but actually there was a successful star pass to Quadzilla. Yeti picks up 3 before calling it off.
14 points now the difference between these two squads. 20-35 to go here in the second half. Final game of iHod 2025 here between the Carolina Wrecking Balls and Dallas Yalhalla. Next up on the Derby Beast Jammer line, that's Brickyard for Carolina. Heartful Metal out there for Yalhalla.
A whole slew of Carolina blockers forcing Heartful Metal out at the front of the pack, dropping him all the way back. Oh, Brickyard picking up a penalty for leading with her head. Power jam for Yalhalla. Lead is still open. Now it's closed. Heartful Metal called our lead Hard full metal called our lead jammer. Yalhala's got a blocker at the back of the pack. Calling it after 2 points, setting up a power start for Yalhala.
A low-scoring affair here in this game. Score only 76-60, 16 points separating these two squads at the moment. Yalhala with the lead at the moment.
I think you could call this a defensive battle.
It absolutely is. Both of these packs doing really nice work bottling up these jammers.
Wow, the dude with the apex jump, picking up lead jammer. Brickyard standing, cover in hand. Ooh, ouch. Oh, Brickhouse hit in the face. Brickyard breaking the pack. The dude picking up all four, waiting to kill some time off Quadzilla's penalty. Brickyard does pick up 1 point, coming up to a 4-1 jam in favor of Yalhala. Jam 12 underway. For Yalhala, we've got Wombo Combo at the line going up against Black and Wild for the Carolina Wrecking Balls. Black and Wild sprinting up the outside line, lead jammer. Brickhouse and a few Carolina blockers finishing up Wombo Combo on the inside line. That's a cut.
That's fair.
Black and Wild picking up 4. What's the call from the bench? Decides to call it off. You mentioned this earlier. It was a low-scoring affair. This game has always been one big jam away from a lead change. Time is dwindling down. We're about halfway through the second half. Anything could happen.
So it's going to be Yeti out there now for Carolina, going up against Soccer Blue for Yalhala.
Oh. Power Jam Carolina. Soccer Blue picking up a back block. Yeti's still on his initial, but he's got 2 to beat at the front of the pack. And skates outside, tiptoeing the line, lead jammer. Here comes the Carolina offense, spreading apart Yalhala. G.I. Joel, last person to beat, flips the jammer out with a nice little flourish. Soccer Blue in, cover in hand. Carolina notices, locks him down. Though still on their initial. Got a clean start pass to Quadzilla. Yeti's calling it. So he's going to trap 2 of his own blockers in the box.
10 points, now the difference, a 4-point jam there for Carolina. Carolina currently down 80-70. And also down 2 blockers. Nope. 1 blocker. 1 blocker sits in the box for Carolina.
Power jam for Carolina. Tally picking up a forearm. Brickyard's out there. One to beat. Brickyard's our lead jammer. That Y'all Hollow wall, real strong. Red 235 being assessed a forearm. Ooh, that should have been a low block. Brickyard calling it off after being tripped up by a low block, but not before she gets all 4 points. Red's calling for an official review. Our official reviews are brought to us this weekend by Urban Apothecary. Stay tuned to find out. Thanks for tuning for my.
So Dallas trying to get a forearm call on Brickyard, but referees did not agree with that, and the official review was unsuccessful. So they will lose their review. Back in action now.
Jam 14 underway. T-Puff on the line for Carolina.
At least I think they're playing.
Going up against the dude. Dallas did start with 2 blockers in the box at the start of this jam, but are playing very lockdown defense on T-Puff. Wow, T-Puff breaks the front of the pack, is our lead jammer. The dude's got the cover in his hand, looking for his pivot. His pivot just plays offense for him. He runs up the inside line, finishes his initial pass. T-Puff picks up all 4 points, calls it off. Got a 2-point game, Hammer.
Only 2 points now separate these squads. Dallas, Yalhalla up 80-78, 12:30 to go here in the second half. And it's going to be black and wild out there for Carolina. Wombo combo for Yalhalla.
Stop block assessed to Old Dirty Packer. Carolina heads to the CVM penalty box. Wombo combo out as our lead jammer. Ooh. Had a no-pass situation in the front of the pack. Sparks left his feet on that block. Wombo calling it off after picking up 3.
Heart Full Metal now out there for Yalhalla, going up against Brickyard for Carolina. Carolina down 1 blocker, so 4-on-3 pack advantage for Yalhalla. Oh, and a forearm call on Heart Full Metal, so now a power jam here for Carolina and Brickyard.
Oh, this will be a 2-minute jam. I think lead was actually still open.
Well, it's going to be a 2-minute jam now as Brickyard took the helmet cover off.
But dances up the inside line, finishes her initial pass. Heart Full Metal standing for Yalhalla. I believe they are on their initial pass as well. Sharpie Markham with some excellent defense of the line, but doesn't phase Brickyard, picks up all 4 points. But then Heart Full Metal dashes through the pack themselves out on a scoring pass. Carolina looks to be running this one, trying to pick up some points and get back in the game. Both jammers going point for point right now. Actually, that's wrong. Pass for, yeah. These long jams are never fun as a jammer. 30 seconds left. Okay, now point for point. Heart Full Metal picks up his 8th point. Some awesome line coverage by Cynic there. Knocks out Heart Full Metal. Camo runs back.
So that jam comes to its natural conclusion. So it looks like a 11-10 advantage Carolina there. So now only 4 points separating these two squads. 8:47 to go here in the second half. This has all the makings of a real barn burner.
Yeti did something at the end of the play to go to the box. I didn't see what the call was, but Carolina is starting blocker down.
So it's T-Puff now out there for Carolina against Wombo Combo.
Carolina blocker getting hit quite hard in the back. Jam called for injury. Cynic rises under their own power and skates off the track. Jam 19 about underway. Looks like Black and Wild on the line going up against Tally. Like I mentioned, Carolina's down one blocker. Yeti in the box. Potentially serving a full 30.
All right, back in action here. Wombo Combo quickly grabs lead jammer on the inside line. Black and Wild out there for Carolina. So Wombo Combo calls that jam off, picks up 3 points. I think we have an official review, or official timeout, I mean.
The boot cam has made a reappearance. Looks like we're checking out all kinds of footwear right now. But it looks like we're looking at Artie's skates. Just under 8 minutes to play. We've got T-Puff on the line going up against Soccer Blue.
So Soccer Blue out there for Yalhalla. T-Puff out there for Carolina. Soccer Blue is going to be your lead jammer, Yalhalla.
Late for him, assessed at GI Joel. T-Puff picking up 3 points to Dallas's 4. Score sits at an 8-point difference. About 7 minutes to go in the second half.
So the dude out there now for Yalhalla going up against Brickyard for Carolina. Each team with a blocker in the box. The Collectivum Sports penalty box.
The dude attacking scenes, busts out in lane 3, picks up lead jammer. Successful star pass to Yeti from Carolina. Kill your The dude picking up all 4 points. But I believe he got knocked in the face.
Black and Wild now out there for Carolina. Heartful Metal for Yalhalla.
Each team with one blocker in the box. Lead is still open. Yalhalla playing bend not break defense at the front of the pack. Just massive bodies on the ground, tripping up both jammers and a couple blockers. Oh, cut assist to Black and Wild. Juice box dropped back and didn't see them. Lead still open. But Heartful Metal lands in bound with both feet in bounds before falling out of bounds. Is called lead jammer. Getting calls from his bench to call it off. Power start will be set up for Yalhalla going into Jam 23.
Hey, this is in the armrest for this.
Carolina calls a timeout. It'll be a toy division timeout. Toy Division's an inclusive store and community for anyone who loves toys, video games, collectibles, and everything in between. Make sure you follow Toy Division on Instagram to find out where their next show appearance will be. You can find them on Instagram or via the iHod link tree, linktr.ee/iHod. Okay, about to get back into action here. Power start. It's Wombo combo out there as Black and Wild sits in the penalty box.
Wombo dashes out in the front of the pack. Lead jammer coming around in his first scoring pass. Black and Wild is standing. Wombo showing some flash as he slices and dices to the back and brushes his shoulders off. Black and Wild, though, coming out of the box, very quickly escaping, finishing his initial pass. Yalhalla opting to burn some more clock as the game is getting so close to being done. 4-4 on the jam. Wombo trying to kill some penalty, leaving Tally standing in the CVM penalty box.
8-4 jam there in favor of Dallas. 3 minutes to go here in the second half. The score, Dallas 112, Carolina 99. It's going to be T-Puff on the Derby Beast jammer line now, going up against the dude.
The dude.
He's just the dude.
Oh, the dude picking up a cut call. And T-Puff also getting a low block call. This would be a 2-minute jammer swap. Both jammers still on their initial passes.
That also means this jam is now going to go the full 2 minutes, which is not going to leave a whole lot of time on that clock.
Forearm
Oh
to the
my
dude.
gosh.
Horrible timing for that forearm. Power jam, Carolina. Cambo coming in to play some offense for his jammer. The dude standing as well as Tally. Successful start pass to Yeti. The dude finishes his initial pass. Both jammers on scoring passes now. Just under 30 seconds left in this jam. Under 10 seconds. I believe both jammers have picked up some penalty or some points. 4-4 jam. Should be time for one more jam. Carolina calling a timeout.
"13 points separate these two teams. 16 seconds on the clock. Carolina will be down one blocker when this jam starts.
Though I think Carolina has fielded the right jammer for this situation. Brickyard's got the star on. And she's going up against Wombo. Carolina has opted to give the pivot stripe to Black and Wild, putting a strong pivot on the track as well. Both of those players can jam really well.
So if Dallas can grab lead jam, they will call this jam off quickly, most likely, and end the game.
Valhalla on their feet. Both these three walls digging in. Wombo gets out, get lead, and then as time expires, performs a quick call. We're looking at the unofficial score of 116 for Valhalla to 103 for Wrecking Balls, but we're waiting for the final whistle.
Just waiting on the official whistle. And that's going to do it. The final game of iHod 2025 is going to go to Dallas as they knock off Carolina 116 to 103, your final. We're going to do MVPs here in just a moment, but thank you everyone for attending iHod 2025, and for those of you out there on the internets, thank you for tuning in. That's going to do it here for iHod 2025, but we are going to announce some here in just a moment.